Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded, and yeah, we are definitely going to be switching the dagger away. A lot of you actually said that, oh, you know what, let's just, get rid of that, get rid of that. And I'm actually going to use a mace. We might decide to switch things up. We might be a bit of I don't know, like a bit of a weapon master potentially, just try and be a little bit of a weapon master possibly, and then, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm just going to put this to default so that if we do come across a good mace, then I can basically just click the little, button up here, and then everything's going to go swimmingly. Yes, indeed. Anyway, there is a caravan ambush quest that I'd like to do, but there is also a tournament here. I don't know. Ooh, 2 nobles. Okay. So, what we're going to do, the main goal that I have for this particular episode, participate in vassal battles, try to eliminate as many empire vassals as we possibly can, create an army of our very own, and try to acquire a source of war horses. And that's going to be a bit difficult, That is going to be a bit difficult because, one, I believe Askar is probably the best way to go for getting war horses. But 2, my mouse is breaking. I know. That sounds really, really weird, right? Yeah, but okay, this mouse I've literally had, it's basically it's a bit of like a backup mouse because my other mouse was like years and years old, and this is a backup mouse. And yeah, this is completely off topic, by the way. So apologies if you find that annoying, but generally, this mouse is, it's basically new. It's cheap, but it's new, right? And it's been in storage for a while. I took it out a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh, okay, this is great. This feels nice, this feels like a nice mouse. The left mouse button now double clicks every other click. Yeah. So you can imagine how fun that is when I'm editing an episode or when I'm just basically clicking around in a game. So for example, if I'm clicking around right now, this is okay because obviously, I'm attacking stuff. But generally, it's not really going to work out too well some of the time. So we'll see what happens. Whoa, okay, apparently this axe is amazing, and I am apparently now able to deal massive damage. Fantastic, okay. Really pleased to see that. Let's please not get murdered though, because a number of my companions are actually in this fight. So we are now in a bit of an issue. Yes, this might be a bit problematic. Oh no. Can we please? Oh, Lundana, yes, you are dead. Thank you. Okay, gotta be a bit careful here. Thankfully, I have a shield because I am terrible at blocking with an actual weapon. Do bear that in mind. Wait a minute. Do I have anything else? No, I don't have any range. I have no ranged weapon at all, which is kind of annoying. But yes, okay, so now the reason why I mentioned the whole double-clicking thing is because if you see me double-click through a particular conversation, and I'm talking about, let's say I'm doing a task or something. Oh, no, don't die. Oh, I do not want to die here. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I really did not want to die here, but yeah, it seems like... Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to skip the current match. I want to see what happens, because Polmark is still alive, and one of our new companions is also alive, so we'll see what we can do here. But yeah, anyway, the reason why I mention that is because obviously if we go into a conversation and there's something very sensitive that we really do not want to select, and I'm talking about, I don't know, declaring war against someone. Let's say that I'm literally in a conversation with an enemy lord, and he says, "Are you really sure you want to declare war against us?" And then my mouse double clicks, obviously completely by mistake, and then we are now at war. So yeah, that's generally the reason why I mention that, because there may be sometimes when that happens, and obviously if that does happen, then that's just going to cause, well, I guess some hilarity to ensue, which I don't know whether I really want that, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, as a Rye Master Archer, can you win against my new companion? No. The answer is no. This guy is an absolute monster. I mean, with his athletics skill... I mean, look at him, look at him. He's literally running as fast as this horse. Oh, I mean, obviously the guy is not going the fastest that he possibly could, but this guy is literally running at, well, not at the speed of light, but he is running very, very quickly indeed. So we'll see what happens here. Can he achieve victory? Let's see. That is hilarious. Let me actually just zoom out here, and then you can see what happens. Look at this guy. Look at them. They're just running after each other like no one's business. I mean, who is actually going to win here? I have no idea. Let me just zoom out all the way so you can see exactly what's happening without me having to move the camera too much. That is hilarious. I gotta say, I find that very, very funny. What? Wait a minute. Who actually won that? I think I actually have no idea who won that, but well, we'll see what happens. Okay, oh, wait a minute. It's one of our companions against an enemy noble. Alright, let's watch. It's actually not an enemy noble, but let's actually watch what happens here. Okay, thrown weapons. My guy's blue. No, don't die. You, what the, what was he doing? What was he doing right there? Did you see that? He literally thought to himself, oh, you know what, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to give up and that's it. There you go. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, yes. You know, you win some, you lose some. That's kind of the motto of this. How wonderful. Alright, so, yes, I wish to form... No, I don't wish to form a caravan. I wish to help your caravan, sir. There we are. Okay, so... Caravan ambush. We're going to go into the fight because I would like to try out my new mace. Because obviously this is... Oh, no, wait. This is a mace that we gained from a task, I believe, or from a tournament or something like that in one of the previous episodes. And I'd like to be able to utilize it at least a little bit. Hello there, desert bandits. I will now attack. Now bear in mind that because my mouse is also double clicking, it is also causing the game to speed up. Because obviously when you double click on the map, it changes your speed to fast forward from whatever else it was beforehand. So there's also that. So if you see me going fast in a particular place where I shouldn't be, then obviously that's a bit of an issue. Anyway, let's take a look here. What do you mean missing formations? What am I actually missing right here? Reset deployment? What? How am I missing anything? Do we have some horse archers? Apparently we have some horse archers. I'm not entirely sure. There. Okay, yes, we do have some horse archers. We have 5. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I'm not entirely sure why we even have 5, but alright. No one here has any riding skill. Well, these guys have some riding skill, so I get... Oh, this guy's not even mounted. Okay, that's not going to make any difference. No, these guys are not mounted, so I guess we're just going to leave them without a commander then. I don't think that really matters anyway. We're more than likely going to achieve victory here. I mean, let's face it, we've won against the Empire, and we have been outnumbered as well, on top of that. So I felt like we did a pretty... You know, we've done a pretty decent job beforehand, so... Not really necessary for me to worry so much against desert bandits, but you never know, you know? Sometimes things can surprise you. Like, for example, that tournament just now. I mean, I really wasn't expecting none of our companions to get anywhere, but there you go. Oh, nice. That was some nice damage right there. Yeah, I absolutely love maces. I gotta say, I really do enjoy using them. You can see here, the high penetration is obviously... not really making that much difference against such lightly armored units, but they are still falling before us very nicely indeed. Super good. I was really hoping I'd be able to hit that guy. My bow is so incredibly pitiful at the moment, isn't it? Well, never mind. That is a good victory for us. We basically lost nothing at all, which is great, and we also gained 32 prisoners. There we go. Alright. We get... What? We already got an upgrade for this? Okay, so the mod thinks that this bent, fullered cavalry mace is better than the other one. Okay. What was I using before? This one? Okay, that is actually true. They do think that is better, and apparently it is. I mean, it has better handling, it has better damage, better swing speed, and it is a higher tier. The only thing that it is not good against is length. The length is, well, leaving a lot to be desired, but, you know, that's just how it is. Anyway, there you go. Nice amount of relation with that guy, and we are now going to make our way over to the Western Empire, and we'll see what we can do against them. Now, as I said at the very beginning, I would like to create my own army. So I'm actually thinking, should we do that right now? Should we make one of our forces here? Should we make one of the brothers? I actually thought that, I think someone said that was absolutely fantastic and very in keeping with these guys leveling up at the same time. Because they're brothers. That's really cool, right? I mean, I think that's really cool anyway. And I think you thought that as well. So that's nice. And generally, I think that's really awesome because that means that they can become lords, or at the very least, they can become party leaders really quite nicely. So I'm thinking, should we just go ahead and do that? Let's just go ahead and do that for the moment. Okay, so let me see what I can do here. Parties, create new party. Okay, so we're gonna have. Oh, should I make this guy? You know, I'm not fully knowing what to do right now. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make this guy a party, because as you can see, they're actually showing you the statistics or skills that are pertaining to being a party leader. In other words, engineering, steward, scouting, and medicine. So that's actually quite nice. The medicine he has is really low, but I'm assuming that that's going to level up pretty fast. So we're just going to do this guy. He only has 65 troops available, which is actually pretty good for me, because that means I'm going to be able to basically just give him recruits, tribesmen, and some other random units, because he is going to be in my army anyway, so it's actually not going to really impact him in the least. But it's still, you know, good to, you know, just generally give him some random units anyway, because then we don't lose too much power ourselves. All right, so let's wait a minute, we can't create an army, can we? Because I'm not a mercenary. Oh, I am. Why do I always forget that? Ah, I always forget that. Where are you going, sir? Come back here, you absolute imbecile. Why are you leaving? Okay, fine. We're gonna have to disband this guy then. Can you come back here? Okay, there we go. Join me. Thank you. Okay. Why do I always do that? I'm not entirely sure why I always do that. Okay, it seems like we will not be able to create our very own army then, because I initially wanted to level up my leadership skill. That was the entire reason for me even mentioning that, because as you can see, my leadership skill is quite pitifully down at the lowest level ever of 37, which I very much need to work on, in my opinion at least. And who do we have here? Okay, she's a roguery person. Oh yes, that's also something to bear in mind. Someone mentioned very, very astutely, we need to take note of our companions' ages. Obviously, if they get to that point, because let's face it, most of the time companions are literally just gonna die. And I don't want to jinx them right now, but they are probably just going to die. So, for example, these two guys, they're 26 and 23 respectively. This fellow, Nolden, is 34, Lundana is 29, and Polmark is the oldest at 41. But he is, in my opinion, I think at least, the most powerful. At least I hope he's the most powerful. Maybe he's not. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyway. So, generally, we do need to be a bit careful of that, and I also need to be careful about getting a wife as well, because we really don't want to be in a situation where my own character, well, dies, basically. We really don't want that to happen. So let's have a look here. What are we going to go for? Food, trade goods, yeah, iron, cotton, and all that stuff. Okay, so we literally have 80. Are you okay? We have 82 perks. Okay. Who has 82 perks? And why are you bothering me with this? Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so Lundana, what are you good at? Well, she's mostly using a one-handed, right? So I'm going to give her some one-handed skill right there. I'm actually wondering what else we should give her. Probably. Basically, I want her to stay with us, you see. I want her to stay with us, and so I generally think maybe just some more vigor. Why not? Okay, it's going to be those two guys that just joined us, right? That is basically what's going to go down here. Okay, so 4% more damage. He also leveled up as well, so let's level up his athletic skill and his endurance. That sounds pretty good to me. And what do you bet these guys are going to have a massive amount to spend? Yes, they probably will. Your caravans have this, they have that. Okay, yeah, this is the point. These kinds of skills are not really going to make any difference to these companions, so that's kind of unfortunate, but we are going to go for the movement speed bonus over there. That's pretty nice. Yeah. All right, this is going to be... Okay, this is going to be... What? 21 attribute... Okay. I'm going to do this off screen. I mean, there's too much, in my opinion. There's too much, and I think this is kind of boring for you. I'm going to give you an overview, alright? I'll give you an overview after I'm done. Alright, so I've done all the perks, and now I suppose it's probably about time that we do the attributes and all that wonderful stuff. I'm pretty sure that we don't really have anything to worry about here. I'm basically just going to exit though real fast because I actually took some perks that increase his stats. So for example, you can see here that his vigor is now 9, and I believe his endurance and things like that were also increased due to some perks from the athletics tree. So you can see here, this is basically pointless. I don't think I need to put any points into athletics whatsoever. I think that is actually a waste, a complete waste. So what we're going to do is I'm basically going to think, okay, what does he have? What kind of stats does he actually have at the moment? Let me... Can I actually see that? I mean, I'm talking about his... Well, can I just see them here? Oh yeah, I can just see them here. Okay, I am an absolute imbecile. Anyway, okay, so he's got throwing skill, but what is he actually using in terms of his weapons? I think that's what I'm basically getting at here. So let's have a look. All right, is this the guy? I'm actually not entirely sure who's who now, to be honest. No, it's the other one. All right, so this guy's got one-handed, and he's using a one-handed, as you can see, and he's also using a polearm and some javelins. Okay, so that basically says everything I need to know. So what we're going to do is we are going to go for polearms, one-handed. We're going to go for riding skill. We're going to go for steward. Just a little bit in steward. More in medicine as well. 3 in medicine. We're going to go for a bunch in intelligence so that he can level up his medicine and steward skill really, really quickly. And then we're also going to go for some little bit more endurance. Not too much. And then we're probably going to increase his cunning a little bit, increase his scouting so that he can potentially see more things in, in the distance and all that stuff. And then we're basically just going to increase his cunning a little bit more, increase his endurance a little bit more, intelligence, and so on and so forth. And then we're pretty good, I think. That's not too bad, right? So, to summarize... I don't know whether this is really even necessary, but generally what I just did was I basically just took things that gave passive percentage bonuses to the varieties of different statistics that he's going to use. So for example, two-handed, I've basically given him increase your damage by 20%, 40% more damage against against shields with two-handed weapons, and so on and so forth. Nothing that interesting, unfortunately, but yeah, generally I've basically just done that. And now we've got this guy, and we're basically going to be doing the exact same thing with him. Alright, so I've done the perks for this guy, and now I've actually figured out that he's using a two-handed axe. And now I personally think that this is really fun. You know how much of a big fan I am of, two-handed weapons. So this is going to be really, really cool, actually, to see him using these kinds of things. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give him some javelins as well. I would very much like him to use some of these. And we're going to just do that. There we go. And then he can equip these. There we go. Fantastic. All right. That's looking really, really nice right now. I don't really like him using the throwing axes, if I'm honest. So I'm thinking, let's just equip him with some additional javelins, and then he's going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with. He certainly is. All right. So we haven't done anything about his actual focus points or anything like that just yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase his control quite significantly, going to increase his thrown weapons and his two-handed, and that's basically it. That's all I really need to do with him, to be honest. And I will increase his riding skill a little bit. I personally don't think I'm actually going to give him a horse. I don't think it's really necessary, but you never know. Maybe it's going to be useful. And then he's also going to be gaining a little bit of intelligence too, just in case. You never know. Maybe he's going to become a party leader at some point. Maybe he's going to follow in his brother's footsteps or something like that. And we now have 5 focus points remaining. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do with these focus points? Well, I actually have no idea. Yeah, I mean, we could go some engineering, I suppose. So let's go for 3 in that. And then we'll increase his medicine and steward a little bit more. And there you go. Done. Finally. Okay. So now that that's all done, they are absolute beasts, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get all the kills going forward. But let's see, eh? Let's see what happens with that. Oh yeah, Nolden. I need to actually give him a two-handed. I believe someone mentioned in the comments that there is actually a two-handed axe in my inventory. I might have sold it though. Wait a minute, let me see if I can sort by type. I think that might be a little bit easier for us to see what's going on here. I think it was a simple Sparta axe or something along those lines. I think I might have sold that, to be honest. Yeah. It looks as though I might have sold it. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate unless I'm missing it right now. I could be missing it very much so, because I do have a tendency to do that, but hopefully I'm not missing it, and indeed I'm just going to have to buy it. Or I will have to buy a two-handed of some kind. Or maybe I'll make one, you know, maybe I'll make one for him or something along those lines. That might be quite fun. Anyway, let's go over and see if we can earn a little bit of extra money. Because obviously, at the moment, we are a mercenary. And I think it makes all the sense in the world to try and maximize our opportunities in that regard. Because if we have the ability to do so, making 5,000 per day or whatever it's going to be, I think that's amazing. I think that's actually something that I would love to be able to do. So let me see if I can maybe do this. I actually did just level up with Barney himself, so I would like to be able to maybe level some things up before we do anything else. Let's level up our medicine and intelligence, because that's something that I've been neglecting quite a bit of. And hello there, sir. Alright, this is actually gonna be a bit difficult. As you can see, he actually outnumbers us and also has a greater strength as well, which is I think something that we've not really seen. I mean, yeah, you know, in the previous episode we were outnumbered as well, but we had well, I would say I think we had a pretty decent shot of achieving victory, but in this one I'm not entirely sure, because he seems to have a very good army. And he's not outnumbering us by that much. So that means his tier of unit is much, much higher than that of the previous army that we did battle with, which means a lot. That means that he has high tier units, and that means that we have to be a bit scared. Indeed, a bit scared. Alright, let me see what I can do here. I like the slow motion. Actually got a bit more used to it now. And I think it really does help. I think it makes a huge difference to impact as well in regards to what kind of orders you're going to make. I think it might be a bit too slow. I don't know whether you've noticed that either, because I mean, look at this. How slow is this? Is this 25% speed or is this 10% speed? No, surely it's not 10% speed. But you know, it's quite slow. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it does definitely give you enough opportunity to, you know, issue orders. And I think that's really nice. So, yeah, I actually do like that change quite a bit. All right, let's get my infantry into a nice position. I actually have a decent amount of archers, surprisingly enough. And we are now going to switch to my bow as well. Let's see if I can do some damage with it. We are completely murdering them. Imperial Palatine Guards, everyone. That is exactly what you're going to see from them. And, oh, look at that. I actually did some damage to that guy's leg. Can you believe it? Polmark is actually getting his crossbow out as well, which is very surprising. And I'm actually getting a couple of skill points in bows now as well. This is very weird, by the way. The AI is always acting kind of strange in this series so far. I actually wonder whether they've done some improvements, you know, quote unquote, to them. Because it feels to me like they're a little bit more adaptive. Is that just me? I don't know. It feels like they're a bit more adaptive to various situations. So, for example, when I am, you know, attacking them from range, or when I'm deciding to do something a little bit strategic, then they decide to do something to counter-attack in some way. And that seems to happen quite a bit more often. Because I don't know whether you've noticed, but in the past, when I have completely dominated a particular battle, the AI doesn't really try to do much. They just basically stand there and get themselves killed. And in this case, they actually sent their archers forward, which in all, yeah, I mean, all things considered, that's actually maybe not the best idea, because the archers coming forward basically just, you know, it basically just opens them up to any kind of attack that is going to be coming their way. However, if you think about it, what else could they do? The only thing they could do is move their infantry in front of their archers and basically make it so that the infantry forms a wall and kind of safeguards the health of the ranged units, which would have been the way to go. Obviously, that definitely would have been the way to go. But obviously, they did not do that. So, oh, look at this. This is fantastic. Look at this. We now have 2 additional companions coming up. Imperial Palatine Guard and an Azrai Mamluk Palace Guard. Let's make both of them. Sotheris. What a funny name. All right. Sotheris the Merry. That is very funny indeed. All right, so let's see. Okay, so all of these skills, as someone mentioned, are actually pretty cool. So let me see here. Athletics. Okay, apparently, by the way, I messed up earlier with the other 2, because apparently you can select up to 3 perks. Or should we say skill bonuses. And I had no idea that that was actually the case. So I completely messed that up, and I do apologize because I had no idea. I actually thought that you had to pick one, and that was it. But no, you actually have the opportunity to pick a wide variety of different ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for Steward, Medicine, and Athletics for this guy. There we go. So now he has 441 in athletics. Okay, what a crazy guy. And we're going to do the same thing with the others as well, I think, because they are primarily on foot. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense to give them horses, right? Does it? Does it actually give them sense to... I don't know. It might make sense to give them horses, to be honest. But generally, I'm basically just going to keep going with this for the moment. I think that generally focusing on things that they are strong in and are potentially going to be useful to us later down the line, as that's probably going to be a pretty decent thing to go for. So, for example, Medicine, Steward, fantastic party leader perks. And that's the kind of thing that we really want to go for. Anyway, this guy, do we want to take him prisoner? No, I don't think so. We're going to just let him go. Going to just let him go. And we are now going to take all the prisoners that we can. Let's just upgrade those troops. 13,000. That's actually a pretty decent amount. Let's get our people equipped. Okay, yep, there we go. Let's get our people equipped. That's much better. And actually, these guys are not that good at riding, right? This guy's okay at riding, but I don't really want him to use a horse. Can I get this? Can I get this away from him? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's just lock that real quick. And this guy, does he have a good riding skill? No. Let's lock that as well. All right, look at that bow. What a crazy, crazy bow that is. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to watching him in action. And Gonna give him a shield and then just upgrade the shield right quick. Sounds pretty good to me. And then he has some throwing axes as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the other guys. And we're basically just gonna give him a whole bunch of javelins, and then we're just gonna upgrade those javelins to the best possible thing that I have available here. And that is pretty much all she wrote. And yeah, I won't be doing the perks at the moment for these guys, but don't worry, I will do that off screen because there are literal so many. You know, I kind of wish that I'd done the automatic upgrading at this point for the companions. I actually don't think I can change that now. I might be able to change it. I'm actually not entirely sure. I'm going to have to go into the options and see whether I can change it or not. Because personally, while I absolutely love the ability to customize my companions, you know, to my liking, it is a lot of micromanagement. And I am personally not a terribly big fan of micromanagement, especially in such a tedious manner. I don't really mind, you know, spending the attribute points and spending the focus points in certain things, but having to decide based on these icons, basically. I feel like the UI could be designed a little bit clearer. Obviously, you know, someone's gonna say, oh yeah, but the UI is perfectly fine, you're just stupid, you know. Someone's gonna say that to me, but here's the thing. Yeah, okay, sure, I'm a bit stupid sometimes, absolutely. But can you tell what, let me see here, can you tell what this row is right here? You see, just above my mouse, can you see these two icons? Do you know what they are without looking? You know, without looking it up? No, I don't think so, right? And that is exactly the point. Like, if you know all of these off by heart, then congratulations. Because I don't. I do not know any of these off by heart. I mean, I think I know this one. This is Walk It Off. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's Walk It Off right there. But generally, I don't know any of these off by heart, and I'm going to need to mouse over every single individual one. So that is the only reason why I personally don't really like the whole micromanagement aspect, but I love being able to customize all of our companions to our liking. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword there. But anyway, let's take a look. Ortysia has 670. Yeah, that's never going to happen. But Unkid is actually going into a siege. Okay. Shall we help him out? I think we will, eh? Yeah, let's help him out. Let's join the army and see what happens. I'm actually going to increase my engineering as a result of this as well, which I'm pretty happy about. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to be able to maybe gain some perks. Yeah, and highly unlikely in my opinion. Highly unlikely. Anyway, let's have a look here. Decreases mounted accuracy penalties by 30% while using a bow, or increase your party size by 5. Excuse me for laughing, but why is this in the archery tree? I really have no idea. I think this needs to be reworked, this particular perk, and I'm sure they will, because they have been reworking the charm skill tree, and they've been doing a fantastic job. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to be taking mounted archery because this is, I mean, literally 5 party size. Who cares? Right? Who cares about 5 party size? Just give me, I'll just get more renown, you know? I'll just get more and more renown. That's basically all I need. Anyway, let's have a look here. Okay, one-handed perks. Increase your damage by 5% with one-handed weapons, and infantry troops in the formation you're leading have their melee weapon damage increased by 10%. That's actually pretty good. I like that. And unwavering defense. You gain 5 hit points, and infantry troops in the party you're leading have their hit points increased by 10. That is not 10%. That is just 10. Flat value. I personally am not a big fan of flat values, but it seems to me like I don't really need more damage personally. I feel like I'm able to kill most enemies in 1 or 2 hits with the hammer that I'm using right now, with the mace I'm using. And I feel like maybe my HP could use a bit of a boost. And bear in mind that every single infantry is going to have 10 more HP, which can result in some very tanky units. So I'm going to be taking unwavering defense here, even though, as I say, I'm not a fan of flat value beneficial traits. I much prefer scaling traits, like ones that provide you with some kind of percentage increase. They are usually the ones that I'll always go for because they generally have a much better time scaling. Anyway, let's go in. Yeah, I never thought we were going to be participating in a siege this early on, but I'm very excited about this. Okay, wait a minute. Is this new? Is this a new siege UI? I'm not entirely sure, actually. What is this? Am I choosing to go here? You're not leading this battle. Well, no, obviously not. But, okay, so wait a minute. Am I leading a specific contingent of units? Okay, where's number 3? Oh, over here. Okay, so I'm basically leading this contingent of units over here, apparently. So that's where I'm going to spawn. Okay, yeah, so hello there. Okay, so it says Barney used siege engines on blank side. Okay, did you see that? There's like a double space there. So apparently apparently there's supposed to be a word in between that. Or a couple of words, because it probably says on the left side or something along those lines, but yes, I mean, obviously it's still early access, so you can't really blame them, but yeah, anyway, generally, let's see what happens. Oh, look at Mr. Merryman. Mr. Merryman is doing some fantastic damage already, and he's already gotten 2 kills. I'm actually kind of... You know what? I'm really interested to see how many kills each of our companions is going to get in this siege. So what I'm going to say right now, which companion do you think is going to get the most kills in this siege? And I'm talking about, who do we actually have? You can see there's the list of companions, and I'm pretty sure that most of them are in the siege at the moment. So we have her, the Anvil, we've got Polmark, Mr. Deadeye himself, and we also have the 2 brothers, and we have Mr. Merryman. Mr. Merryman and Polmark seem to be doing a fantastic job so far, so we'll see what happens. Lundana is also here, of course, so we'll see what she is capable of, if anything, because obviously she's using polearms most of the time, and polearms are pretty hard to use in a siege environment. So I'm gonna bet on... I'm gonna go for Mr. Deadeye, because I like him a lot. And I'm gonna hope that he has the ability to get the top spot in terms of the amount of kills. So I'm gonna vote for Mr. Deadeye, and you can obviously decide whatever you want yourself. And let me see if I can maybe pick off a couple of enemies with my bow here. You know, using a bow when you have such low skill and you're using an absolutely piece of trash bow itself, it really makes you appreciate when you get a much better one, you know? It's like using a broken mouse, you know? It's like using a broken mouse, and then when you get a replacement that actually worked properly, then you just appreciate it that much more. You really do. Anyway, let's have a look here. Can I actually... You know, I want to blame my mouse for missing these shots, but I can't do that. No, I can't. That is just my complete lack of skill. Oh, yes. Oh, nice. Wait, can I hit him in the face, though? Can I hit him in the face? Yes, I can. Very nice indeed. We're actually getting some pretty good skill for the amount of damage I'm able to do here. Not bad. These guys are literally pushing each other out the way, which is... What happened right there? Did you see that? These guys literally just flew back some random distance. That was pretty hilarious. Anyway, let me see if I can eliminate this guy. Nice. That was an Imperial veteran archer. I knew that guy was going to give me a lot of experience, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, let's move up here and see if I can do some damage with my mace. Okay, this guy literally took 120 damage and did not die. That just shows I'm doing great damage, but apparently not enough. That is very funny. Okay, so wait a minute. Hello there. Yes, just hit them in the face. Hit them in the face. That is the way to go. Okay, I've got 8 more shots. Let me see if I can make them count. Let's go for some headshots. Oh, nice neck shot right there. Can I get to 150 though? That's the question. Can I get to 150? Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to get to 150 by shooting like that. Thank you. Okay, can I just get one more hit? There we go. There's the one more hit. Can I get a headshot? Can I ask for a headshot? One more shot. In the chest. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't really aiming, you know. I mean, I was aiming into the huge conglomeration of enemy units, but that was basically it. You know, I wasn't really aiming at anyone specific, which is obviously the main problem there, I assume. Anyway, no, I cannot die here. I cannot die here, sir. I must increase my skills because I need to level up my athletic skill. Nice. Okay, can I survive? Can I survive? No. Can I? Maybe? Yes. Hello there, sir. Hope you don't mind, but I'm going to bonk you. Not in that way. Oh, I got murdered. What did I get killed by? Oh, I got shot. I got shot by someone. I'm not entirely sure by who, but I got shot somewhere. It was piercing damage through the shoulder. And I think I did actually manage to level up, if you can believe it. So yeah, I did manage to level up, and I also managed to level up my athletic skill. Unfortunately, oh no, there we go. I actually did level up my medicine. I noticed it was at 99, and I thought to myself, oh no, I'm not going to get to 100, but I actually did, which is really good. And there you go. Azurai, a veteran infantry, has now advanced to once again, another one of them. And we're going to get athletics, and we're going to get, what else are we going to get? Steward, right? Steward and medicine. There we go. Fantastic. There's another one of them. Okay, that is amazing. Okay, so take your bets. Remember who you said was going to get the most kills. I said Polmark was going to get the most kills out of our companions. How many did he get? 7. Well, I guess that's kind of to be expected. I mean, you saw him in the bandit hideout in one of those previous episodes, right? Yes. He decided to use his crossbow instead of help me out with his one-handed. And apparently he's done the same thing here, which is amusing. But here's the thing. He's alive. He and Mr. Merryman are alive. The rest of them have been eliminated, but Mr. Lath al-Sharasa, he is the winner. So if you said one of the brothers, then congratulations, you have achieved victory. I have no prize to give you, but you can walk away with a sense of, well, being right, I suppose. Yes, I guess that's going to help. Anyway, yeah, let's just do a nice little auto-resolve right here. Super easy, and Ortysia is now ours, and this is going to give me a really nice boost to my charm skill as well, because I'm going to be able to gain 200 charm skill. We're going to get some relation with these guys, and I'm also going to basically take all of the prisoners because, let's face it, we are now as a town, and we're also going to take all the loot here, and I'm going to allow my forces just to equip some things. Oh yeah, that's actually something that I also need to do. I need to tell this guy, where is he? There he is. I need to tell this guy that he cannot use a horse because he is an infantry. Wait. He is not an infantry person. He has 174 in riding. Okay. Okay, sir. How do I actually change this? I guess just put it back to default. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to give him an Imperial Charger and a, well, quite frankly, one of the worst horse harnesses that are available. But yes, okay, we're going to give him that. And, yeah, okay, so he's going to be a riding character. That's going to be pretty fun. Okay, so yeah, he's going to do that. And we are now going to enter the settlement real fast. And we're going to sell all the prisoners. That's going to be 26,000. I did not get any roguery skill. Why didn't I get any roguery skill? Is it because I'm capped out? Yes, indeed, I am capped out. Okay, well, that is to be expected, I suppose. Okay, so let's have a look here. All right. High morale increases the healing rate. I'm going to be taking that. I mean, generally, I think that is fantastic because you don't need to rest in a settlement to be able to take advantage of it. And I'm almost always at around 80 to 90 to 100 morale, even if I don't go into a fight for a while. So I'm pretty happy with that. We now have 200 charm skill as well. Characters in your own faction require -1 persuasion success. You know, I actually always look forward to leveling up my charm skill now and gaining charm perks because these kinds of really interesting options are now available to us because they, as I say, they have kind of reworked a number of the charm perks available. Characters in other factions require -1 persuasion success. Oh, and your companions gain 20% more experience. Okay. I will be taking that. Oh yes, I will be taking the companions gaining 20% more experience. That just sounds so incredibly fun for a companion playthrough, which is exactly what this is. So I'm going to be indeed taking that. Alright, so let's have a look at the athletics skill. Increase your endurance attribute by 1. Yep, I will be taking that. Increase your vigor attribute by 1. Yeah, I'll be taking that. There we go. Super easy choices right there. And that's I feel like the athletics skill is really, really good. For that specifically, seems to do very nice. And let's have a look here. Increase your damage with bows by 8%. I will be taking that. And you can hold your aim 50% longer without losing accuracy. That sounds good to me as well. And then we have another one-handed perk to go for here. You deal 50% more damage with one-handed weapons against shields, or your one-handed melee attacks ignore 10% of the enemy's armor. Okay. Well, the other one increases my party limit by 15, so I'm actually going to be taking that one, because even though I have always said that I personally find party limit increases to be somewhat negligible and kind of useless, I think 15 is actually a decent number this time around, so I'm going to be taking that. And otherwise, we're going to be increasing our bow skill. Going to be getting another focus point in that. I'm actually kind of wondering whether I should go for charm skill. Taking a look at the latest, shall we say, final perk, I guess you could call it, in the charm skill tree. They haven't changed this, which kind of perplexes me a little bit, because they've somewhat reworked a number of the other perks in the earlier stages of the skill tree, and they've done a fantastic job at those, but they have not changed this one, which I think is a bit strange, because every 5 skills after 250 gives you +1 influence point per day. I mean, I think it's good, don't get me wrong, I think it's good, but I don't think it is 275 in charm skill good, you know what I mean? I don't think it's as good as it could be. All right, so let's have a look. What else can we go for? Yeah, I'm just going to go for bow. I'll just go for bow, and we'll put another point in control right there as well. Okay, so I've sold my prisoners. That's all fantastic. I don't need to recruit anyone, and I have increased my party size. So we're going to leave the army right here. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually not entirely sure what to do, to be honest. I mean, basically what I could do is I could pretty much just run around recruiting as many people as possible, because we are nearby to somewhat friendly territory, Vlandians more specifically right here. And I could then fill out my army in units that could then level up. I mean, look at this, look at this. We're now getting 5,000 gold per day thanks to being a mercenary. And that's obviously a reason why becoming a vassal is maybe a little bit preemptive. Maybe a little bit preemptive at the moment, and definitely not something that you need to rush into. And that might be something that slightly newer players to the game might also be thinking about, because you might be thinking, oh, I really want to be a vassal. I really want to pledge my loyalty to so-and-so, whoever that may be. But if you think about how incredibly effective it can be to remain a mercenary for an extended period of time, and I'm talking about even if you're not from the Vlandian culture, because if you're a Vlandian culture person, well, you should probably stay a mercenary for a very long time indeed, because you're going to gain so much money from that. You will really have a great time. But yeah, generally I would say that being a mercenary for a long time and getting your finances in order, I think that is invaluable, to be honest. I think it really makes a huge difference to your overall comfort level later on in your campaign, because you're going to be always needing money in some way or another, whether that's just paying your troops flat out, which in my opinion is not really the biggest deal. I don't think that paying your troops is actually the reason why you need money anymore. It used to be in Warband that you would so badly need money. It was not even funny. You would literally need so much money by the end game. And you would have it. I mean, you would have it, but you would need a lot, because the amount of money that you'd make if you had all high tier units would not be enough to cover it. At least that's my experience in some of my other some of my other playthroughs, very much dependent on mods as well, by the way. So, you know, if you play a particular mod, because obviously it's different in Warband, you know, if you play a mod, it's basically that. You're just playing that one mod, unless it's a compilation of mods, like, for example, Floris Expanded, or it's a mod that has a couple of mods integrated into it. So, for example, Prophecy of Pendor and things like that. They are then going to have other improvements added alongside it, but you're not going to have the ability to disable individual ones and pick and choose, because it's all integrated into the same mod, you see? So that's the way that works. Whereas in Bannerlord, obviously, it's very, very different, where you're pretty much able to disable whatever you want at will, and I think that's actually pretty cool. I like the modding system in Bannerlord, but obviously the problem with it is that whenever the game updates, all of the modders have to do a variety of different really annoying busy work, body work things to the mods themselves, and it's just very annoying for them, and I feel for them very, very much so as a result of that, because, you know, having to do work just because the developers can't find an easier way for the mods to be compatible is very frustrating, and especially for mods like Calradia Expanded, for example. That's also something that you got to bear in mind is a massive mod. It's a massive mod, huge undertaking, exceptional work by the modding team, and yet it takes literal days, if not weeks, to update the mod from version to version. And I personally feel like it should be made easier. It should be made easier for the modding team. Obviously, I can say that because I have no idea about these things, you know? I really don't. I don't know about modding, and I don't know about game development, so I have no idea how easy it is to make it possible for that to happen. But I know a lot of the modding community have been wanting that for a very long time, and a lot of people have lost the passion that they used to have for the game because of the way that Tailworlds has handled the modding scene, and how mods get updated and everything. So it's just a shame. It's just a shame to see that, because, you know, a lot of really, really good mods have now fallen by the wayside. Thankfully, a lot of other members of the community are picking those inactive mods up, and they are updating them to the versions that we are now, you know, at. So, for example, 1.7.0, which is what I'm playing on right now, and 1.7.1, which is obviously in the beta branch at the moment, and, you know, all that stuff. So that's actually really cool, you know, and that's exactly what I mean. The passion of the modding community is one of the strongest points in the Mount & Blade franchise for me. You know, the modding community is just amazing. I mean, generally, I'm gonna say it, modders in general, and I'm not even just talking about Mount & Blade here, I'm talking about every single game that has any kind of modding functionality whatsoever. They always show massive amounts of passion for their game, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be an RTS, could be a grand strategy, could be, you know, some kind of sandbox game like Gary's Mod or something. You know, it could be Payday 2. They still have people making mods for all these games. It's crazy. Even, I mean, literally even Doom. And I'm talking about the original Doom here, you know, the original Doom, way back. People are still making mods for that game. It's crazy. And that just shows the passion for it. And that really is amazing. It really is. Anyway, let's see if we can murder this guy. I'm going to try and level up my athletic skill a little bit more. I'd like to get to 225 if I can. But can I do that? Nice. He switched his weapon. Oh, I love it when that happens, you know? When a really high-tiered unit decides to switch their weapon at the last moment, just when I'm about to swing at them, I always think to myself, oh yes, please do that again. That was fantastic. You know, those kinds of moments, I always think to myself, yeah, you definitely want to do that, because that's definitely going to give me the advantage. Oh, that's always fantastic. I love it. All right, wait a minute. Hello there. We have some issues, potentially. I am actually getting some warhorses, hilariously enough. So that's pretty cool, because I know that someone did actually mention that I should get some war horses and level up my forces. And indeed, I have some war horses, and I am gaining them from these fights, which is actually pretty nice. Anyway, decrease barter penalty for items by 50%. Is that actually good? Decrease barter penalty for items by 50%. What does that actually mean? Because I'm thinking about barter in terms of talking to enemy vassals, friendly vassals, whoever. But I haven't really used the barter system to really deal with items. But are we talking about selling to a marketplace? Maybe we're talking about that. If we're talking about that, then that's actually really, really good. And I should probably take that, because the other thing is really bad. I mean, really. 20% cheaper? Really? I mean, I've seen some mercenaries literally go for 14,000 gold. And no offense, but 20%, it's literally like going to a store or, you know, browsing somewhere online. Let's say you're browsing online somewhere and you see an item that you really like. And let's say it's, I don't know, let's say it's, what, $140 or your regional equivalent. And you think to yourself, oh, if only this was 20% cheaper? No. No. You think, oh, if this was 50% off, then I might go for it. But 20%? No, thanks. I will not take that, thank you very much. Okay, but I will be taking this fight. Or will I? Oh, hello there. That's a very large... Wait a minute, did we just declare... Oh, we just declared war against the Vlandians. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm perfectly happy with that. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Okay, oh, I do have a problem with that, however. Seems like we've made peace with the Western Empire. Okay, well that's actually kind of sad, but it's alright because we are now at war against the Vlandians, and while I am not a big fan of fighting the Vlandians because they have sharpshooters, and sharpshooters are quite painful, it does mean that we are going to have a pretty easy time of things going forward, because they are pretty far away from where we currently are, to be honest. Okay, so there's one noble in this tournament. I'm going to participate in it just generally because I want these gauntlets. I have no idea. I actually had no idea that these gauntlets were available, but look, they have 20 armor, which is pretty good, you know, that's not too bad. So we'll see what we can do. And, okay. Wait a minute. Are you seeing this? This is actually hilarious. Every single unit, or shall we say contestant, in the tournament is a potential companion or is a current companion. Okay, we're going to have to watch these rounds. Okay, place your bets, place your bets. Who do you think's going to win? I think Sharasa is going to win. Yeah. What a crazy guy. Yeah, he completely murdered everyone. Okay, this is going to be a super easy victory for the other Sharasa brother as well. So let's have a look here. Who do you think is going to win? I think Sharasa is going to win again. What do you bet? What do you bet? Okay, let's have a look. I mean, to be fair, if he misses a whole bunch of attacks and generally doesn't defend, he could get himself eliminated. But I highly doubt that will happen. Oh.
Victory!
What? How did she win that? I have no idea. I have no idea how she won that, but okay. Apparently that kind of thing can happen. Alright, so let's have a look here. Her, the Anvil, is the only companion that we have in this bout. And apparently, wow, okay, never mind. He just destroyed everyone else, and I didn't even need to do anything. Okay, fantastic. Alright, so we are now against... Wow, that's actually kind of funny. We're against Mr. Merryman, Mr. Deadeye, and Lundana herself. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Lundana, why are you going after me? I'm gonna run away. What? Mr. Merryman was able to kill Mr. Deadeye? That makes no sense. Okay, I'm just gonna let Lundana and... That was hilarious. Did you see that? Okay, yeah, that was very funny. This guy is amazing. I don't know whether you've noticed, but he literally moves like I don't know, he moves like he's made of ethereal energy or something like that. I have no idea. Anyway, okay, so here we go. We've got 2 of our Azarai Mamluk Palace Guards that have leveled up. Okay, never mind. Apparently Sharasa is so much better than everyone else. And he is just completely murdering everyone. And now, let's see who wins this, because Salia the Black was absolutely amazing against the other guy. And look, 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 she's actually... Okay, if that was not a lucky thrust from Sharasa right there, I think Salia actually would have won. She was getting a lot of really good hits on him, and it's only because he was wearing really good armor that he was able to survive, in my opinion at least. Alright, let's see what... Okay. Apparently Her the Anvil is just like his name, and really is not wanting to draw things out by any means. So, yeah, he just kills people very, very fast. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Gonna try and end this fast as well. Nice. Okay, that was easy enough, wasn't it? Okay, so let's have a look. It's the Sharasa brothers against each other. Place your bets. Who do you think's gonna win? Thule or Lath? Well, apparently Thule. Yes, he's doing a fantastic job. Isn't that the guy that... Yeah, that's the guy that has won all the way back. He is really, really strong. And we are now up against Her the Anvil. I'm a little bit worried about this, to be honest. I think that he's actually kind of scary. Ooh, okay, we had to do a little bit of dancing right there. A little bit of dancing, but we were able to achieve victory nevertheless. Now we are up against Thule. I'm trying kind of hard in this one because I kind of want the gloves. But I guess the money wouldn't be so bad either, to be honest. This is the first time we've actually taken damage in this particular tournament, so I would like to be able to... Oh. Okay. Thule, you got the best of me, sir. Yes, indeed. But thankfully, we still... you know, it's like one of those big brain moments. It's like, oh, you can't lose the tournament if all of your companions are members in it, all right? So you're always gonna get the you're always gonna get the item. Anyway, yeah, Polmark. Apparently, they are new gloves for him. Indeed, they are new gloves for him. Okay, so Polmark is actually wearing some pretty decent gear right now. I'm going to get him some better stuff, by the way, so don't worry about that. I know a lot of people were talked about how he's got really bad stuff, and I haven't really rewarded him sufficiently for being such an amazing companion. So, yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're speaking the truth right there. So I will be doing something to get him some things, because we have a lot of money as it is, so it might make sense for us to try and give him some additional things. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.